Last night's BAFTAs gave us two unforgettable moments: Mikey Madison's Star is Born triumph and Adrien Brody's powerful win. At the 2025 BAFTAs, Mikey stunned everyone by clinching the Best Actress award for her performance in Anora, beating out frontrunner Demi Moore. Madison cemented herself as Hollywood's next big thing. And I was not the only one surprised with this win. So was Madison herself. Taking the stage, she admitted, "I probably should have listened to my publicist when she told me to write a speech." But even without a polished script, her words carried all the charm and sincerity that made audiences fall in love with her performance. She gave a heartfelt tribute to her mom. "She's not here, but she has driven me to literally hundreds of auditions, helped me put so many on tape, always helps me memorize my lines, and she's my favorite scene partner. I love you, Mommy."
I think I just blacked out for however long I was standing up there, and yeah, it's a huge honor. I'm so grateful.
Meanwhile, another Hollywood heavyweight was also having his moment. Adrien Brody took home Best Actor for The Brutalist, a performance so delicately complex that it had award season written all over it from the start. When asked what he's learned in the years since his role in The Pianist, Brody gave a deeply personal answer. Well, the beauty of being an actor is that any life experience, and there have been many since that wonderful film, anything you've experienced is so valuable in shaping a sense of understanding, so the moments of triumph and the moments of loss and the moments of complexity along your path. Back to our surprise of the day. Against all predictions, a controversial thriller, The Substance Lost, at the BAFTAs. While Demi Moore may have been denied the comeback queen narrative, her performance is still one of the most talked about of the season, and the Oscars are still on the horizon. Even Kathy Bates, who won Best Supporting Actress at the Critics' Choice Awards, had a few words about Moore's performance. Both Bates and Moore picked up awards at the 2025 Critics' Choice Awards, and while backstage, Bates was asked about horror, getting some well-deserved recognition at this year's Oscars. And with The Substance landing 5 nominations, including one for Moore's performance, it's safe to say the genre is making waves.
And I am so grateful, not just for my performance, but that you have highlighted this film, this genre of normally horror films that are overlooked and not seen for the profundity that they can hold.
Bates, who won her own Critics' Choice Award that night for her role in Matlock, didn't hesitate to praise Moore. "I always felt it's the performance you can't really substitute. It's the work that always speaks for itself," she said. And coming from someone who won an Oscar for Misery, an iconic horror film, she knows what she's talking about.
"I feed you, I clean you, I dress you, and what thanks do I get? Oh, you bought the wrong paper, Annie. I can't write on this paper, Annie." "Well, I'll get your stupid paper, but you just better start showing me a little more appreciation around here, Mr. Man."
She also shut down the idea that Moore was ever just a popcorn actress, a label Moore mentioned during her Golden Globe speech in January.
30 years ago, I had a producer tell me that I was a popcorn actress, and at that time, I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have.
Bates put it simply, she's Demi. She's done amazing work, and I love seeing her being recognized for this. And as she said, it's an absolute bonkers movie, but so true. And honestly, she's right. When an actor truly disappears into a role, it doesn't matter what genre it is. If it feels real, people feel it.
And so for me, a lot of the prep had to do with really giving Elizabeth as full of a life as possible.
But while Kathy Bates is celebrating the horror genre, she's also having a major career moment of her own. She's been open about how much her role in Matlock means to her, calling the experience phenomenal. In fact, she even joked mid-sentence about her publicist probably wishing she wouldn't admit this, but she couldn't help but say it. This show is something truly special for her.
It's fantastic. I think it's one of the most wonderful roles I've ever had to play. You can feel the joy on the set, and you can feel how we've all come together.
And she's not the only one feeling the impact. Her Matlock co-star Sky P. Marshall got emotional recalling a surreal moment, seeing their billboard in Times Square. "I couldn't believe I was there with Kathy Bates after such a feat of a TV season," she shared. Even for Bates, with her legendary career, seeing herself solo on a billboard at 76 was something she never expected.
I really didn't think this was going to happen. And
Moore also touched on the idea of things falling into place at unexpected times. In her speech, she sent a powerful message to those feeling stuck.
Because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it isn't happening. So just stick with it and know that dreams do come true. Thank you so much.
And really, both she and Bates are proving that age is never a limitation. Success, recognition, and even redefining beauty exist at every stage of life.
Well, you see, there's this funny thing that happens when women age. We become damn near invisible. Nobody sees us coming.
Talking about her experience filming The Substance, Demi said, "It was definitely something that was going to really push me out of my comfort zone." She explained that the film explores the violence we have against ourselves, showing just how much pressure we put on our looks and how damaging those pressures can be.
So it's dealing with aging.
Yes.
And the kind of male perspective of the idealized woman that we as women have bought into.
Demi opened up about the value she used to place on her body in the past, how it felt like it defined her success and worth. Back in her indecent proposal days in the 90s, she was so determined to meet Hollywood's beauty standards that she'd bike about 30 miles each way to the set, all while caring for a 6-month-old baby.
Even just the idea of like what I did to my body, it's like so crazy, so ridiculous.
Looking back, she admitted it seems crazy now, but at the time, she felt it was what was expected.
I put so much pressure on myself, and I did have experiences of being told to lose weight, and all of those, while they may have been embarrassing and humiliating.
Now, she can't help but think, did it really matter that much? In a recent interview, Demi also shared how her perspective on aging has shifted. Some days she looks in the mirror and thinks, wow, that's pretty good. Other days, she catches herself obsessing over things she doesn't like.
The difference is now I can catch myself. I can go, yep, I don't like that loose skin, but you know, it is what it is.
Honestly, isn't that a journey so many women can relate to? And she has some wisdom to share. Demi recalls how a stranger once told her, "You'll never be enough, but you'll start to know your worth once you put down the measuring stick." At first, it sounds harsh, but Demi took it to mean that we can't keep measuring ourselves against impossible standards. And that's a lesson she's held on to.
The message I always looked at is that it's really about accepting yourself as you are and being an appreciation of all that you have.